Hey guys, welcome to the weekly tarot forecast for the numinous week beginning June the 17th. I'm Lindsay Mack, and the card that I've pulled for us this week is Two of Cups reversed. So, really wonderful energy this week, actually, even though reversals aren't a bad thing. So here's what we got. We got a card like Two of Cups, which right side up is really at its core a unity of a duality. So we've got two aspects of the self, two aspects of one person versus another person coming together to unify a whole. So how this card's usually thought of as being two different people, meaning a lover, meaning a person, having to do with another being on the outside of us, an external person. And that's absolutely appropriate at times. But at other times, it's really at its core about us. Because even if another person does come in within Two of Cups and we're able to kind of unify a duality with them, it was only because we were ready to receive that. Which leads me to my other thing, is that we're not able, and everyone who's watching this probably knows this, but I'm just going to remind you of your truth. We can't receive, connect, be intimate with anyone before we're willing to be intimate with ourselves, before we're willing to connect with ourselves, be with ourselves. We can't, there's no way the window will be open for that bird to fly in, so to speak, in the form of another person. So with this card reversed this week, it has to do with that. It has to do with using the other people in our lives as a mirror to the internal realm in us. So wherever there's a relationship or lack thereof in your life where you are not getting, quote unquote, what you want, they're not coming, they're not there, they're not present, they're not there at all, like there's nobody and you wish that there was, you have to look in the mirror at that. We all have to look in the mirror at that. So it's not a problem. It's not about saying, oh, what am I doing? It's just a gentle invitation to say, are you giving yourself what you're asking for in another person? It's a really deep inquiry, but that's really what the card's telling us, is that there is an aspect of each of us that we're not willing to befriend. We're not willing to invite in. We might be thinking of it as a shadow side. We might be thinking of it as a really dislikable part of ourselves, maybe an attitude, and maybe something as intimate as our weight, maybe something as intimate as our looks, as our money situation, whatever it is. This card, especially when reversed, can bring up the really tender stuff. And it's not to say that it'll be painful, but it's to say that, like all good things, it'll probably be really raw and really vulnerable and really juicy if you're willing to dive into, what am I looking for in another that is missing from my own palette of self-care? So these are really important inquiries, and that's really what we're being asked to look at right now. And the kind of gold at the end of the rainbow is that we have the opportunity, when we do inquiry around this card, especially when reversed, to actually change our external landscape by going internal. So if you desire to have a partner in your life, more supportive friends, community, whatever it happens to be, if you do the inside job on this, they'll be able to come from that work. If there's an aspect of yourself, like if this is a completely inside job thing, if there's an aspect of yourself that you're really hating on, that you're really making a problem, bad, wrong, you've got to fix it, you've got to change it, this card will snap you out of that. Because there's no way to change anything. And you can hold space for that, but there's no way to change anything until you actually invite it into the fold, until you embrace it. Nothing's going to move. Everything moves with love. Everything can flow with love. So the more you honor, offer love on the part of yourselves that you actually want to adjust, the faster they're going to be flexible with you. Just like warming up a piece of rubber, a piece of metal, it's more likely to bend and be flexible rather than rigid. So treat yourself with kindness, unify dualities within yourself, and see how it changes your external landscape. Thank you for listening. Have a lovely week, and I'll see you next week.